Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, online children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. So today's topic is factorization. So we have seen how to factorize numbers. For example, if you have to factorize 24, okay, how do we factorize 24? 24 do 12 times 2, 6, 2, 3, 3, 1. So 25 can be written as a product of its prime factors like this, 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Okay, so 24 is a composite number. 24 is a composite number. And you can write this composite number as a product of its prime factors like this. 24 is a composite number. Every composite number can be written as a product of its prime factors. Product because you can see the multiplication sign of its prime factors, 2, 2, 2, and 3, prime numbers. So like how you can factorize a composite number, you can also factorize algebraic expressions. Expressions, see, like if it's a number, only if it's a composite number, you can factorize. Prime number, now, how do you factorize 11? 11 is a prime number. So 11 is 11. You cannot factorize 11 because 11 is a prime number. Because a prime number has exactly two factors, one and the number itself. In the same way, not every expression can be factorized. For example, x plus y plus z. This is an expression. You cannot factorize this. X plus y plus z is x plus y plus z. You cannot factorize, you cannot write this expression as a product of its factors. So factorization is basically writing an expression as a product of its factors. Writing an expression as a product of its factors is called factorization. This process is called factorization. So some expressions cannot be factorized. Okay, others can be factorized. So now we'll see the different methods of factorizing an expression, and which method to use will not be specified mostly. So you should like look at the expression, analyze the expression, and identify the procedure you have to use to factorize that expression. So I'll do one of every kind first, so that you're introduced to the different methods of factorizing an expression. And it's not that you can apply any method. See, now to this expression, there is only one method. You will be learning a few methods. So you have to, so given an expression, you will have to identify the method that can be used to factorize this expression. It's not that everything can be applied. No. Supposing we see 6 ways of factorizing. Given this expression, of the 6 ways, only one method can be used to factorize this expression. That you should identify, which you can very easily with the right understanding and practice. Okay. So this is the very, elementary, very basic way of factorizing. See this expression, 12a squared b plus 15ab squared. All right. This is an algebraic expression. Factorize meaning write this expression as a product of its factors. Now, what's common? What is the HCF of 12 and 15? The HCF of 12 and 15? 3. The HCF of a squared and a? The HCF is always, now a squared and a, the least power will be the HCF. The highest power will be the LCM. Now, the HCF of a to the power 10 and a to the power 11 is a to the power 10. The HCF of a power 10 and a power 11 is a power 10. Okay, the LCM of a power 10 and a power 11 is a power 11. Highest power, LCM. Lowest power, HCF. Okay, smallest power HCF, highest power LCM. Remember that. So here, when we say take out the common factor, you'll have to take out, you'll have to identify the HCF. Okay. So the HCF of 12 and 15 is 3. The HCF of A squared and A, least power A. B and B squared, least power B. This is the HCF. This is the expression which is common to both the terms. Which is the HCF, the highest common factor. This is the expression which is common to both these terms. Now 3AB is common. Open a bracket now. Identify, now this expression has how many terms? 2 terms. Okay, the given expression has 2 terms. First step, identify the HCF of these 2 terms. 3AB. Now write the HCF, open a bracket. Now 3AB into what will give you this 12A squared B. The first term, 12A squared B. 3 fours are 12. A in this one, 3 fours are 12. A into A is A squared. B into B. Oh, sorry. There's only B there. No, there's only one B. Sorry, yeah. So B is already there. Sorry, I just. Okay, so 3 into 4, 12. A into A squared, and B. B is already outside. Plus. There you see a plus sign, right? Plus. Now, something you should write here. 3 into 5 is 15. A is already out there. So nothing. B into B is B squared. So 12A squared B, only one line, only one step, okay? Plus 15AB squared is equal to, can be factorized like this. 3AB is the common factor, the HCF. In the bracket, 3AB into 4A gives us 12A squared B plus 3AB into 5B. This one, 5B. This into this should give you the first term. This into this should give you the second term. 3AB into 5B is 15AB squared. So this is by taking out the common factor. The common factor meaning HCF. Online children? Got this? I've shared my screen. Is it visible and am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. Okay. Now look at the second one. So we're not writing now. We'll understand the different types of factorizing methods. And then we'll see. If time permits, we'll do the classwork today, or you can complete it at home. This is clear, right? Now the next one. This expression has 3 terms. 3 terms. So same. What's the HCF of 10, 18, and 14? 2. 2. Okay. X squared, x cubed, x power 4. X squared, least power. Open bracket. Write the HCF, open a bracket. Now 2x squared into what will give you the first term? 5. What's the sign here? Minus. Again, 2x squared into what will give you the second term? 9x. Correct. Then this plus sign. 2x squared. 2x squared plus 7x squared will give us the third term, 14x to the power 4. Just a second. That's it. Okay, so the first question had 2 terms. Now this question, 3 terms. Okay, so you can see the answer here. Next. Now here we have 4 terms. We have 4 terms. Now when we have 4 terms, you must think about another method, which is called factorizing by grouping. By making groups of 2's here, because we have 4 terms, no? So 2 will pair maybe the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. Or you can even change the order. You can change the order and make pairs. All right, now I'll tell you what I mean. So 6xy minus 4y plus 6 minus 9x. Okay, we'll pair the first 2 terms, we'll pair the last 2 terms. We'll have to see if it works. If this does not work, now this is another method. We're going to try to factorize this expression by grouping. How grouping? See, we're grouping the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. We'll proceed with the procedure. I'll tell you when it doesn't work. Then we'll have to rearrange. When to rearrange the terms? Now we have not rearranged. We have taken the terms as they appear in the question. Sometimes you have to rearrange the terms like 6xy plus 6 minus 4y minus 9x. We have to rearrange the terms. Okay, now we'll just do as this. Let's see. But easy to make out because now but 6 and 4, what's common? 2, no? So you'll get 2 3s are and 2 2s are. Here 6 and 9? 3. So you'll get 3 here and 2 here. So we are getting like kind of 3 2 3 2. Okay, first let's get started. Now, what's common between the first 2? What's common between the first 2 terms? Not all the 4 terms. First 2 terms. 2. So put an equal to sign. 2. No. X. There's x here, but there's no x here. That is, there is x power 1 here, but here it is x power 0. There is no x. So you cannot write x common. X power 0 means 1. So leave that. So y. Y power 1, y power 1, y. So between the first 2 terms, the common factor is, the highest common factor is 2y. Open a bracket. Same thing. 2y into what will give you 6xy? 3x. This minus sign, 2y into what will give you 4y? Just 2. Because 2y into 2 is 4. 2y into minus 2 is minus 4y. Finished. Close brackets. Correct. Now, very important, whatever sign you see here, see, now we have finished till 4y, right? After that, what is the sign plus? You should put that sign here. Put that same sign here. See, we have finished till here, 6xy minus 4y. We finished till here. Now, after this, what is the sign plus? Put that sign here, plus. We cannot decide, plus, minus, we can't decide. Whatever is here. It's like what we have grouped, no? Whatever is a connecting sign between the 2 groups, what's the connecting sign? Plus. This is the connecting sign, no? Between the 2 groups. Put that sign. Okay, now, what's common? 3. Just 3. Just 3 is common. Open bracket. 3 2s are 6. Now, no, it's not like that. It is minus, but I'll tell you. Plus into what is minus? See, plus 3 into what will give you minus 9x? What do you have here? Plus 3. Plus 3 into what will give you minus 9x? Minus 3x. You must get the product along with the sign. Everywhere. Not only for the last term. Everywhere. Everywhere you must get the product along with the sign. See, when you multiply these two, what do you get? 6xy. Yeah, that's what we have here. 6xy plus 6xy. When you multiply these two, what do you get? Minus 4y. Here, see, a minus 4y. When you multiply these two, plus 6. See, a plus 6. And when you multiply these two, plus into minus, 3 3s are 9, 9x. You must get the product with the sign. Now, it's kind of, okay, you don't know what after this, I'm sorry. Yeah. So now how do you check? What is that thing by which you can decide? Yes, the grouping is gone well, and you can proceed. For that, you should see the expression in the bracket. You must have the same expression in these 2 brackets. If you get after this step, so this is the first step basically. So here, if you see the same expression in these 2 brackets, that means your grouping is correct. This is the first step. Now, check the expression in this bracket and this bracket. You must have exactly the same expression. 3x minus 2, you must have 3x minus 2 here also. Then your grouping is correct. Otherwise, you have to rearrange and again repeat this procedure. But now what we see is 3x minus 2. This is like a minus b, and here we have b minus a. 3x minus 2, 2 minus 3x. So you can, now they're not same, but you can make the second bracket look like the first bracket. I'll tell you what to do for that. Okay, so see here, listen very carefully. See if it was, please listen to this, if it was 3x plus 2 here and 2 plus 3x here, both are the same.
Yeah, plus.
3x plus 2 and 2 plus 3x, both are the same. You can write this one as 3x plus 2 itself. They're the same. But here,
Minus.
but here it is minus a minus b, b minus a. Like 5 minus 3, 3 minus 5. They are not the same. In the bracket, what we have is something like 5 minus 3 and 3 minus 5. If we have 5 plus 3, 3 plus 5, both are the same. But 5 minus 3, 3 minus 5. No, they're not the same. They're different. What you do in the next step, write the first part as it is. Write the first part as it is. Okay. Now write the opposite sign. What do you have here? Plus. Take a minus. Write the opposite sign, not minus sign. Write the opposite sign. It's plus 3 here, right? Write minus 3. Now, write this b minus a as a minus b. 2 minus 3x, write as 3x minus 2. That is, you're changing the, see what you're doing is plus 3, you're writing as minus 3. This is plus 2, no? Minus 2. Minus 3x plus 3x. Basically, you're changing the signs of every term here. You're writing this plus 3 as minus 3. You're writing this plus 2 as minus 2 and minus 3x as plus 3x. Now, have we changed the product? Let's check. We'll multiply and check if we still have the same product. Okay, now let's multiply. Minus 3 into 3x, minus 9x. Yeah, minus 9x. Minus 3 into minus 2. Minus into minus plus 3 to the 6. Plus 6. Yes, plus 6. So with these changes, we still get the same terms. We still get the same terms. That's what you have to do. So when should you do this? Not always. If your grouping is correct, that you can decide by looking at the expressions in the two brackets. If they are exactly the same, then your grouping is right. That's the first thing. But here, grouping is right, but not completely right, kind of, because you have a minus b, b minus a. So what you should do? The second part, change the signs throughout. Plus 3, minus 3. This is plus 2, so write it as minus 2 here. And this is minus 3x, put as plus 3x here. So 2 minus 3x is 3x minus 2. Now, after this, now this term and this term, what is common? 3x minus 2 is common, right? So normally in schools, what they say, 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2. So write it once. It's not writing once. It's like what's again common between these two terms? 3x minus 2 is common, right? So put it out. That's common. Now in the bracket, 3x minus 2 into what will give you the first term? Into 2y, right?
Minus 3.
Minus 3, yeah. So it's again like between this one and this one, 3x minus 2 is common. So take out the common factor, open a bracket. This 3x minus 2 into what will give you this first term? Into 2y. Then this minus 3x minus 2 into 3 will give you the second term. Minus 3. So you're minus 3 into 3x minus 2. So it's like 3x minus 2, 3x minus 2. Just write it once here. And then write these two. 2y minus 3 in another bracket. Put this 2y minus 3 in another bracket. That's it. Is that okay? So this is factorizing by grouping. Grouping. We did not change the order. we group the first two terms and the last two terms. Okay. So this is the first procedure where we just take out the common factor. Here we had only 2 or 3 terms. Here we have 4 terms. So we group the first and the last two. Yeah. See here. Now all those questions which went past, they're all based on the two methods we just learned. We just understood. Okay. We'll just try 2 from this. Maybe we'll try the 4th or the 5th one. Okay. 15 PQ plus 15 plus 9Q. No, let me take something with a minus and a plus combination. I'll take the second one. This is all positive. Minus 6x plus 5y minus 2. All right. Okay. So 4 terms. We'll try to factorize by grouping. See, the heading is just factorize. We'll group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. So 15xy minus 6. What's common? 3. 3. That's all. 3. 3x is common. Open bracket. Now 3x into 5y is 15xy minus 2. 3x into minus 2 is minus 6x. Then write the sign as it is plus. What's common between 5y and 2? Nothing. 1. Nothing meaning 1. 1, not 0. 1. So 1 plus 1. What's the HCF of 5 and 2? 1. So 1, open bracket, plus 1 into what will give you 5y? Minus 2. When you multiply these two, you must get the third term, plus 5y. When you multiply these two, you must get the fourth term, minus 2. Yeah. So grouping is correct because in both the brackets, we have the same expression, 5y minus 2, 5y minus 2. So you're right. Okay. So the next step is.
Be different.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. So now again, it's like you have 2 terms. Earlier we had 4 terms. Now we made that 2 terms. See, now we have only 2 terms. First we had 4 terms. Now after the first step in grouping, we have now only 2 terms. Now between these 2 terms, what is common? 5y minus 2 is common. 5y minus 2 is common. 5y minus 2 is common. So 5y minus 2 into what will give you this first term? 3x.
3x plus 1.
Plus 5y minus 2 into 1 will give you the second term. So basically 5y minus 2 write it once and 3x plus 1 in the other bracket. Yeah, Akshita, Sahasra, Hasani, and Shrijit. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very good. So second one. That's about the second one. We'll try the last one. First, we'll group in the same order. If it doesn't work, then we'll try to change. Now, Z and 7. 1 is the HCF. 1 is the HCF. So 1, open bracket. 1 into Z is Z. 1 into minus 7 is minus 7. The first 2 terms. Now, whatever sign you see here, put the same sign.
XY.
Now, between the third and the fourth term, XY is common. XY is common. Correct? XYZ. 7xy. Xy is common. Xy into 7
minus z.
minus z. Multiply.
Minus xy.
One
Minus xy z minus 7.
Okay. So when you multiply this and this, see, you're getting minus xyz. Plus xy, I'm still here. You're going to the next step. Plus xy into minus z is this one. Minus. When you multiply, you must get the fourth term with the sign. Okay. Now, so 7 minus z. How will you write it as z minus 7? The 7 minus z, you should write it as z minus 7. Okay. So, Indian all signs of mathano. Indian 1 into z minus 7. After this, you change all the signs. Plus xy will become minus xy. Open bracket. This plus 7 will become minus 7. And this minus z will become plus z. So 7 minus z, we are writing the z minus 7. Now, we have two terms. Four terms have become two terms.
Z minus 7.
Z minus 7 is common. And write the remaining two terms. 1 minus xy. Okay. So you have learnt by grouping. Correct? Okay, the third method is factorizing by splitting the middle term. Factorizing by splitting the middle term. Now this expression has three terms, right? Three terms. Now, when we had three terms, actually, what did we do earlier? We took out the common factor. No? Okay. When we had three terms, in the earlier presentation, when we had three terms, what did we do? We took out the common factor, no? X square, 8x and 16. Oh, all the three terms don't have anything in common. In the questions, in that expression we came across earlier, all the three terms had something in common. But here, all these three terms, they don't have anything in common. The first two terms, x is common. So that factorization can be used only if all the three terms have something in common. If all the terms have something in common, you must take out that common factor. Now, all the three terms don't have anything in common. So you cannot use that CBSE procedure I'm saying. See, I'm saying this one. This one had three terms, no?
There are multiples.
3 terms. What did we do? We took all the 3 terms have 2x square in common. So you can proceed like this. But here we have 3 terms, but all the 3 terms, they don't have anything in common. So you can factorize this expression by splitting the middle term. You can also use an algebraic identity. You can also use an algebraic identity. So I'll tell you both. Okay, so here you're going to use, we have learned three identities, right? A plus b the whole square is equal to a plus b. No, now I should write it like this. 1 minute. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared is equal to
A plus B whole square.
a plus b the whole square. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared.
A plus B whole square.
A minus b the whole square. Then a squared minus b squared is equal to a squared minus b squared is equal
A
to
minus B into A plus B.
a minus b into a plus b or a plus b into a minus b. Okay. Now, if the given expression is of the form a square plus 2ab plus b square, then that can be factorized as a plus b the whole square. A plus b the whole square is what? A plus b into a plus b. Factorization is writing the expression as some expression into some expression into some expression into some expression, depending on how many other factors it has. So if an expression is of this type, okay, you can write it as a plus b the whole square. And a plus b the whole square is nothing but a plus b into a plus b. So you're factorized. See, if I write 15 as 12 plus 3, I have not factorized. Or if I write 15 as 8, say like 19 minus 4, this is not factorizing. But if I write 15 as 3 into 5, this is factorized. Or this is factorizing to 3. When you factorize something, the answer should be something into something into something into something. There should be no plus or minus sign between the two expressions. So a plus b the whole square is what? A plus b into a plus b. So you factorized because a plus b into a plus b. Factorized. If an expression is of this type, then you can factorize it as a minus b the whole square, which is a minus b into a minus b. And if an expression is of this type, then you can factorize it as a plus b into a minus b into a plus b into a minus b. 1 second, I'm coming there. Okay, so in addition to the different methods of factorization, you should also remember the identities. Okay, now we'll factorize this by using one of the identities and by splitting the middle term. Okay. Okay. Ready? X squared plus 8x plus 16. Now I feel this may be of the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. I just have a feeling because see in this expression, the first and last terms, they're perfect squares. They're perfect squares.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry. I was on mute. Sorry. Thanks, Akshita.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll just come again. Yeah. Now here, this expression can be factorized in two ways. One using an identity and another by splitting the middle term. Okay, we'll see how to use identity first. Now, when you look at this expression, you feel this of the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right? But a squared, a the whole square, x the whole square, b squared, 4 square, 4 the whole square, b the whole square, 4 the whole square. And this is the 2ab term. So let's check that. Yeah. So you use empty brackets plus 2 into a into b plus b squared. Empty brackets. So what should you fill here? X. What should you fill here? 4. And what should you fill here? 2 into x into 4. Because this is a. See, this is a square. Read it. See, okay, take away the square. This is a, no? If you cover the square, the rest of it is a. A squared. You cover the square. The rest of it is a. A squared. If you cover this is whatever is remaining is a. Supposing you have like this. You cover the square. This is a. X to the power 4 is a. No. X square can be, okay, x square is what? X into x, right?
No, and they're not given any bracket.
Oh, that is because we're using a multiplication sign, right? Just to show that this is one term. So that you don't make a mistake of, like simplifying this and this or this and this. Every term I've enclosed in a bracket. The first term is x square, which is x the whole square. The last term is 16, which is 4 the whole square. And the middle term is from here to here, which is in a bracket. Okay, so x the whole square plus 4 the whole square. So read it without the square. This is a. X is a. Read it without the square because this is b square. Don't see the square. So 4 is b. So 2 into a, x and b, 4. Now check if you're getting the expression given in the question.
Yes, ma'am.
X square 16 and then 2 4s are 8x. Perfect. This is of the form a square plus 2ab plus b square. So what's the answer? See, this is not the answer because this is just verifying that you're just checking if the given expression is of this form.
X.
This is just the checking part. This is not the answer.
X plus 4 square.
Correct. If this is the question, a squared plus 2ab plus b square, if this is the question, the answer is a plus b the whole square. An identity has both question and answer in it. An algebraic identity has both question and answer in it. If the question is of this form, then this is the answer. Or if the question is of this form, then this is the answer. You have to listen. Now, when the question is 3x plus 4 the whole square. So this is of the form a plus b the whole square. The question will be expand. The heading will be expand. Expand 3 plus 4 the whole square. So you will say it looks like a plus b the whole square. So the answer is a square plus 2ab plus b square. But here the question is of the form a square plus 2ab plus b square. So the answer is a plus b the whole square. Here the heading is factorize. If the question is, see, if this is given, if this is the question, the heading is expand. If this is the question, the heading is factorize. From here to here, it's factorization. From here to here, it's expanding. Any hurry? No, why are you so All right. So if so the given expression can be written in this form, x the whole, sorry, a the whole square plus 2 into a into b plus b the whole square. So the answer is a plus b the whole square, x plus 4 the whole square, which is nothing but x plus 4 into x plus 4. See, we have factorized. Factorized. X plus 4 into x plus 4, we have factorized.
We should store like x plus 4 into x plus 4 as
Yeah.
multiplication.
Again, that you just take whatever your teacher says. I write it as x plus 4 into x plus 4.
Then
No, because see, if it is 4, we write if 2 into 2, right? See, that is up to your teacher, so you can take that from. Both are fine. You can start here or you can write it as x plus 4 into x plus 4. Now we'll factorize this by group, by splitting the middle term. By splitting the middle term. X squared plus 8x plus 16. Splitting the middle term. Listen carefully. Now, this is the first term is the x squared term. The first term is an x squared term. The second one is an x term. The third one is a constant. It can be y squared. You can have a y squared term, y term, and a constant, or you can have a z squared term, z term, and constant. Okay. Now we are beginners, so expressions will be of this form only, or p squared, p constant. Okay. Now the coefficient of the x term along with the sign, okay, is the sum. Sum is equal to coefficient of x term. So what is the sum? Plus 8. Product is equal to, now everything is new. What are you writing? You'll have to wait. Product is the product of coefficient of, okay, let me not write like this. Let me make it look simpler. Product is coefficient of x square into constant. Into the constant term. What's the coefficient of x square? Plus 1. 1. You can ignore it. Okay, 1 into the constant. Along with the sign, plus 16, minus 16, minus 16. So 16, which is 16. Now you don't have to write so much. This you can do it in your mind and just write sum plus 8 product 16 directly. I'm giving you the meaning. So what is sum? When you plan to use this method, splitting the middle term to factorize an expression, you must make sure that there are 3 terms. One x square term, one x term, and another constant. Okay. So what is the sum? The coefficient of the x term plus 8. And the product is coefficient of x square into constant. The coefficient of x square is 1. Numerical coefficient. 1 into constant 16, 16. Now take the product. Find its factors, prime factors.
to the power.
So 16 is equal to, 16 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Now, using these 4 numbers, 2, 2, 2, 2, without, like missing on anything, you should use all the 4 numbers. You should not leave any number. You must form 2 numbers. Using all these 4 numbers, you should form 2 numbers, which gives you the sum as 8 and product as 16. Okay. Now, supposing you do 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. Supposing say, okay, let me take 8 and 2. Look at the board. Okay. So if you take 8 and 2. 8 and 2. Now we have used all the numbers, no? 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. 8 and 2. 8 and 2. Now, what is 8 into 2? 16. Product is happening. What's the sum? 8 plus 2? 10. It's 4. The sum is 8. You can use different signs also. You can put, like you can take 8 can be a plus or minus 8. 2 can be a plus or minus 2. You can take whatever sign you want. To get the product and sum, you can take whatever sign you want. Okay. So now 8 and 2 is not working because 8 into 2 is 16, but 8 and 2 will give you 10. But you need some 4. So supposing 2 into 2 and 2 into 2, 4 and 4. 4 plus 4, when you add, you must get the sum. When you multiply, you should get the product. When you add 4 plus 4, 8. Yeah. And when you multiply 4 into 4, 16. Yes, it's working. Okay. So the numbers are sum is equal to coefficient of x. Product is equal to coefficient of this one into the constant. Coefficient of x square into the constant, 1 into 16, which is 16. And what is 16 equal to? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 2 to the 4, 2 to the 4. So the numbers are required numbers are 4 and 4. Why? Because 4 plus 4 is 8 and 4 into 4. Because 4 plus 4 is 8 and 4 into 4 is 16. Now we'll split the middle term. That is, x square is the first term, plus 16 is the last term. The middle term is 8x. 8x, we're going to split it as plus 4x plus 4x. You're splitting the middle term. Nothing, you're just writing 8x as 4x plus 4x. You're not changing any, you're not changing the value of the expression. 8x can be written as plus 4x, which is plus 8x. Now grouping, that's all. After this familiar procedure, you'll have to group the first two terms and the last two terms. To rearrange and all that. As it is, the same order will work. So x is common, x plus 4 is common. Why are you distracted? You look at the board. He's comfortable. So plus 4 is common. 4x and 16, 4 is common. Plus 4 into x is plus 4x. Plus into plus 4 4s are 16. X plus 4, write it once. And this x plus 4, put it in the other bracket. So see, same answer. You should get the same answer. X plus 4 into x plus 4, which you can write as x plus 4 the whole square. Sometimes you can only factorize by splitting the middle term. Not that every time you can do by identity or splitting the middle term. Sometimes only splitting the middle term will work. Certain expressions can be factorized like this, using the identity, using an identity. Yeah.
Not identity.
Yeah. And not all expressions can be factorized by splitting the middle term. It depends. But if you have to use splitting the middle term, there should be only 3. Like even if there are 4 terms, you can take only 3 terms to split the middle term. Okay, the expression has 5 terms. You can take some 3 terms out of it and factorize by splitting the middle term there. Splitting the middle term is only with 3 terms at a time. Just work a few more on splitting the middle term.
Can we do
1.
3 terms?
Yeah, look at this one. Find the factors out. Let's factorize. Find the factors out, meaning factorize. So we can see y square, y constant. Y square, y constant. So let's try by, and all the 3 terms have nothing in common. Y is common for the first 2 terms, but not the third term. So you cannot do that factorizing. Taking out the common factor, we cannot do. Yeah, splitting the middle.
Sum is equal to coefficient.
So what is the sum?
Coefficient.
The coefficient of y, which is minus 7. Minus 7. What's the product? Yeah, this one into this one. 1 into plus 12. 12. And take the product. And product, you know, when you find the factors, it will be 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 3, 12, no? When you do that method.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you should use all these three numbers and find only two, make two numbers.
Multiply.
Multiply. Yeah, you can use different. I told you, know, every number you can take. Now you should use all these three numbers and make two numbers. 4 and 3. 4 and 3. Very good. Required numbers are 4 and 3. Now fix the sign. You must get some minus 7. This 4 and 3 will get only 7 plus 7. Minus 3. Okay, what is 4 minus 3? 1. Get minus 4. Minus 4 minus 3. You see, you identify the numbers 4 and 3, right? You can take plus 4 or minus 4. You can take plus 3 or minus 3. Or you can take plus 4 and minus 3, any sign. The sum, yeah. When using those two numbers, when you add them, you should get minus 7. When you multiply, you should get plus 12. So 2 into 2, 4 and 3. We found the two numbers 4 and 3. Now we have to fix the correct sign. So it's minus 4 and minus 3. Because minus 4 minus 3 is minus 7 and minus 4 into minus 3. When you multiply 4 3s are 12, minus into minus plus. So minus 4 and minus 3 are the required numbers. So we're going to split the middle term using these two numbers. Write the first term as it is. Write the last term as it is. Now split the middle term. Minus 4y minus 3y. What is minus 4y minus 3y? Minus 7y. So have you changed the expression? No. Now it's grouping. Group the first two terms, group the last two terms. Y is common, open bracket, y into y squared, minus 4 into y is minus 4y. You should write the sign down as it is. 3y and 12, 3 is common, open bracket. 3 into y is 3y, minus 3 into y is minus 3y, minus into minus is plus. Minus into minus is plus, 3 4s are 12. Sometimes what children do, no, they don't do all this. Y minus 4, they'll copy the same thing in this bracket because adedane varano thirupinga. நீங்க y minus 4 வந்துருச்சுல்ல அப்ப அதேதான் இந்த பிராக்கெட்லயும் வரும் அப்படின்ட்டு எதுக்கு இவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்படணும் அப்படின்னு minus 3 மட்டும் போட்டு அப்படியே y minus 3 போட்டு y minus 4 அந்த பிராக்கெட்ல போட்டுருவாங்க. So you can do that, but you have to be careful. First expression தப்பாயிடுச்சுன்னா அதுவும் தப்பாயிடுச்சு. So y minus 4, write it once and then y minus 3 in the other bracket. So these are the two factors. Y minus 4 and y minus 3 are the two factors of the expression y squared minus 7y plus 12. All right. So when you split the middle term, grouping method also will come there. When you split the once you split the middle term, it becomes 4 terms. 3 terms, 4 terms right there. Have 4 terms in the first 2 terms, last 2 terms group pannu. So every splitting the middle term, grouping method varum. Online children? Any questions?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. We just recall என்னெல்லாம் பார்த்தோம்னா. So first we saw given 2 terms, that is the expression. Okay, let me show you one. We'll just see what we have seen so far. See, this is the first type we saw. Two terms. If the expression has two terms, so take note the common factor like this. This is one way of factorizing. See, here also it's factorized. How 3ab into 4a plus b.
Into
So these are the two factors. 3ab is one factor and 4a plus 5b is the other factor. Not 4a is one factor, 5b is another factor. No, no. Factors, like between two factors, there should be a multiplication sign. So this is one factor. This is the other factor. And between the two factors, multiplication. So these are two factors of this expression. Then three terms. This also we took out 2x squared and all this you cannot see now. This one you shouldn't like split the middle. You cannot be you cannot. All the three terms have something in common, right? So you should do this method first. As you like work questions of higher order, after taking out common like this, you may have to split the middle term here for this expression. So all that will come slowly. After taking out the common factor, here now we have three terms. So see, you have x square term, x term, and constant. So 7 into 5 is 35. And minus 9. 35 is the product. And minus 9 is the sum. Minus 9 is the sum. Now, this cannot be factorized further. So we don't try to factorize by splitting the middle term actually. This cannot be because you cannot. What is the sum? Minus 9. What's the product? 7 into 5, 35. There are no two numbers which will give you, that is, I'm talking about integers. There are no two integers that give you minus 9 as the sum and 35 as the product. But when you come to higher classes, yes, you will learn how to factorize this also. Minus 35? No, because for 35, the factors are only 7 and 5. For 35, the factors are only 7 and 5. 7, 5, using 7 and 5, you can get 12 as a sum or 2 as a sum. You cannot get 9. See, 7 and 5. Add panna உங்களுக்கு plus 12 minus 12. இது ரெண்டுல ஒரு ஆன்சர் வரும். இல்ல subtract பண்ணா plus 2 minus 2. இது ரெண்டுல ஒரு ஆன்சர் வரும். இந்த நாலு ஆன்சர்ஸ்ல ஏதாவது ஒண்ணு சம்மா இருந்தாதான் you can split the middle term. இல்லையே. Because the product is 7 into 5, 35. So when you find the factors, 35 is 7 and 5 only you give. Nothing else. So 7 and 5. So 12 or 2. Because 7 and 5, 7 plus 5, 12, 7 minus 5, 2. Or if you take the numbers as 35 and 1, you can do that also. The product is 35, right? So you can take 35 and 1. Then also you will get some 36 or 34. But here, minus 9. So you cannot factorize this further. So we don't think about factorizing here. So this is the other one. Then 4 terms we saw. By grouping, we learned how to factorize by grouping.
The same thing should come in the bracket, same expression.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I think we saw in this presentation. Then we worked 2 of grouping here. No. We are not in the presentation. What splitting the term? 4 terms. Yeah. Yes, that's what we saw in the first exercise. Now in this exercise, how to factorize by splitting the middle term using the formula. But supposing you can factorize by using the identity or by splitting the middle term, we should use identity. Priority is to the identity. If the heading is just factorize, you can use any method. Factorize using a suitable identity, you should use identity. But to be safe, even if the heading is factorized and it can be factorized by using an identity, choose to do that using an identity. Prioritize factorizing by using an identity if possible or wherever possible. I'm going to remove the clock from here. Okay. So let's see this one. So now, how do you make out like, okay, there are three terms here, y square, 4y square minus 12y plus 9.
It's 3 square.
Correct. All the three terms have nothing in common. All the three. So we'll split the middle term, or we'll try to use an identity. To use an identity, the first and the last term should be perfect squares. So we'll try that. Something the whole square minus 2 into a into b plus something the whole square. Correct? So what into what is 4y square? 2 into 2 is 4. Y into y is y square. 2 into 2 is 4. Y into y is y square. So 2y. 2y into 2y is 4y square. Correct? You have a doubt, right? Navneet? 3 squared is 9. So see 2y the whole square. This is a square. So a is 2y. 3 square. This is b square. So b is 3. So 2 into a into b.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Now 2 to the 4 is 12, 12y. Yeah, 12y. So you can continue using the identity.
2, 4 by square.
You can continue using the identity. Okay. So this is the form a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared, which can be written as a minus b the whole square. So a minus 2ab. Yes, Pranaya? Okay. Now you can also practice, everywhere you can use an identity. Now there are three terms here. No, you can also factor by splitting the middle term. You can also factorize by splitting the middle term. Now do that. Factorize the same expression by splitting the middle term. What's the sum? Minus?
12.
What's the product?
4. 9, 4,
What's the product?
36.
36. Where's the answer now, Navneet? 4 into 9, 36. How do you find the product, Navneet? The coefficient of y square into the constant. See, 1 minute, 1 minute. Actually, all the numbers will be used. See here, I'll underline 4, minus 12, 9. These are the numbers, okay? This one minus 12 becomes a sum. The product of the remaining two numbers is the product. எல்லா நம்பர்ஸையும் யூஸ் பண்ணோம். அண்டர்லைன் பண்ணுங்க எல்லா நம்பரையும். 4 இருக்கு, minus 12 இருக்கு, plus 9 இருக்கு. அது நடுவுல இருக்க minus 12 becomes a sum. இப்ப மிச்ச ரெண்டு நம்பர்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல 4 and plus 9. அது ரெண்டுத்தையும் மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணா அதான் ப்ராடக்ட் 36.
36 prime.
Yeah, do it. Factorize now by splitting the middle term. We'll come back in 5 minutes. Ready with the answer, online children? Are you all there? Raise your hand, online children. Okay. Okay. Srijit? Okay. Fine. So when you factorize 36, what do you get? 36 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. Okay. So now the two numbers are 2 3s are 6 and 2 3s are 6. You should not miss out any number. You should use all the four numbers. So 2 3s are 6, 2 3s are 6. Okay. But you must get minus 12 as a sum. So take minus 6, minus 6. Minus 6 is minus 12. And when you multiply minus 6 and minus 6 plus 36. When you add minus 6 and minus 6, same signs, add, put the same sign. Minus 6 multiplied by minus 6, minus into minus plus 6, 6 are 36. So the two numbers are minus 6 and minus 6. Correct? Now split the middle term. Write the first term as it is. Write the last term as it is. And split the middle term. Minus 6y, minus 6y. Don't write minus 6x. It's y here, the variable. Okay, now what you did is you start here. And don't use brackets. You should not put brackets here. Now group the first two terms. Once you split the middle term, the next step is to factorize by grouping. Group the first two terms and the last two terms. What's common between the first two terms? 4 and 6, 2. Y square and y. Open bracket. 2y into what will give you the first term? Minus. Now you should write the sign as it is. What's common? Open bracket. That's what you should not do. Don't write 2y minus 3. Okay, write 2y minus 3 and check. 3 into, minus 3 into 2y minus 6y. And minus 3 into minus 3 plus 9. Minus into minus plus 3 3s are 9. Now the last step. So these two, write it once, 2y minus 3. And then this one and this one in the other bracket, 2y minus 3. See, we got the same thing, right? 2y minus 3 into 2y minus 3. Sure? Okay, I think we'll practice splitting the middle term. I don't want to continue with the other methods. We'll just practice factorizing by splitting the middle term. Sorry, 1 second. I didn't hear you properly. 1 second. I think it's in the end. Yeah.
But formula is equal to
Yeah. Factorize these expressions by splitting the middle term, children. Yeah. All the three. Factorize by splitting the middle term. Completed, children? Yeah, see you. Online children. No response. P squared plus 6p plus 8. Yeah. Aditya, what's the sum?
6 plus 6.
Sum is equal to 6. Product? 8. What are the required numbers? 4 and 2. Very good. Because 4 plus 2 is 6 and 4 into 2 is 8. Very good. Now write the first term as it is, last term as it is. Should split the middle term as plus 4p plus 2p. Any order you can write. You can write plus 2p plus 4p also. Any order. Now after you split the middle term, grouping. Split the middle term, grouping. Split and group. Split the middle term and group. Yeah, first two terms, last two terms. Yeah, what's common?
P.
P in bracket.
4 plus
Not 4 plus p. P into p is p squared plus p plus 4. P into p is p squared. P into plus 4 is plus 4p. Then plus, what's common? 2. And in bracket,
P plus
p plus
4.
same thing will come. P plus 4. But multiply and check. 2 into p, 2p. 2 into 4, 8. So now p plus 4 in one bracket and
P plus
p plus 2 in the other bracket. Very good. So these are the two factors of p squared plus 6p plus 8. Got it? Very good. Online children, you're not responding, so please check your answer. Hope all of you got this. Next, q squared minus
Yes,
10q.
ma'am.
Yeah, who's that?
Me.
Shrikanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, very good, Shrikant. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, now answer this one, Shrikant.
Ma'am, this
Sum.
one.
Sum
Ma'am, sum is 10
minus 10.
minus 10 and the product is 21, ma'am.
21. So what are the two numbers?
Ma'am, 3 and 7.
Correct. 21 is 3 sevens are 7 ones are. So there's no choice. So required numbers are 3 and 7.
minus
Minus 3 and minus 7.
Correct. Minus 3 and minus 7. Because minus 3 minus 7 is minus 10. And when you multiply minus into minus plus 3 7 are 21. Very good. Okay. Next, Shrikant.
Ma'am, q square minus 3 minus 7.
3q because it's minus 10q. So minus 3q minus 7q. You're splitting
plus-
minus 10q. You're splitting minus
okay, ma'am.
10q. So minus 3q minus 7q.
Okay, ma'am.
Minus 7.
Minus 7.
Yeah, Shrikant, thank you. Stop. Navneet, continue. Quick, quick. Oh, minus 21, sorry. Sorry, plus 21. Yeah, plus 21.
Q
Q,
square minus 3q bracket.
you say Q square. How Q square?
Q. Means taking Q into Q. Ma'am, I bracket then I Q.
Give me your book. Where have I done that? Huh? No, I'll tell you why do you introduce inga bracket potrken? You should not, that changes the whole meaning. That itself is a product. What you've written there is a product. Grouping, you can use brackets like I put below. You cannot write, you cannot do this. That's multiplication. See, you do in mathematics, you cannot use brackets. Just like that, bracket gives a meaning.
Q,
Ah,
Q minus 3, Q bracket Q minus 3,
Q open bracket, Q minus 3.
close bracket, minus 7,
Minus 7.
Q plus 3.
Q plus, how plus 3? See, Q plus 3. Okay, let me write Q plus 3. What is minus 7 into plus 3? Tell me what is minus 7 into plus 3? Minus 21. But what is it there? It's plus 21.
Q minus 3.
First correct your mistake. So it will be minus 7 open bracket Q minus 3. Because minus 7 into Q, your friend is telling you Q minus 3, update Q minus 3 for together.
Minus 3 plus 3 Q minus 3.
One second. Minus 7 into Q is minus 7Q. Minus 7 into minus 3. Minus into minus plus 21.
So
See, 1 minute, I'll tell you one thing. See, I'll tell you. Please listen if you have this doubt. Now you'll think there's a plus here, then why she's changing the sign to minus here? I'm not changing the sign. See, when you multiply these two, you must get minus 7Q. When you multiply these two, you must get plus 21. You write whatever sign, plus or minus accordingly to get that required product. Sometimes we'll put the same sign, sometimes we'll change the sign. It depends. When you multiply, you should get the products. You must get the third and the fourth terms. Now, in the two brackets, we have Q minus 3. So, Q minus 3.
No, Q minus.
Correct? Shrikant, is this right? Have you got the same answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Others? Hasni,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sahasra, yeah, Akshita and Srijit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, the next one. What's the sum?
Sum is equal to 6.
Done with sum?
Sum is equal
6, ma'am.
6. Product?
minus 16.
Minus 16.
Minus 16. So 16 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Yeah. Yeah. So what are the two numbers?
Minus 8 and 2.
8 and minus 2.
8 and 2 is it?
Minus 2.
8 and minus 2 is it? Hasini?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Correct. 8 and minus 2, not minus 8 and 2, because minus 8 and 2 will give you minus 6. Minus 8 and plus 2 will give you product minus 16. What have you done? Very good, Hasni. You also got this right? Very good. So 2 twos are 4, 4 twos are 8. 8 is one number, 2 is the other number. Because 8 and 2 will give us 6. That's why 8 and 2. 8 and 2 will give us 6. You need to get minus 16 and plus 6. See, the possibilities you can take plus 8 or minus 8. Plus 2 or minus 2. Now you see what to do. So we have to take these two in the combination. Very easy to decide. It's not at all difficult. See here, right? After you get the numbers 8 and 2, write plus 8 minus 8. Plus 2 minus 2. Choose. You can do what combinations you can do? What combinations can you do? With +8, you can do +2 or -2. With -8, you can do +2 or -2. You can either take +8 and +2 or +8 -2 or -8 +2 -8 -2. These are the different combinations. Write everything and see that's all. So what you can take +8 +2, +8 and -2, -8 and +2, -8 and -2. -8 -2 is -10, so not possible. This one is -6, and this one is 6, and this one is 10. So that's it.
P square
So p squared
minus 2p
minus 2p. Any order you can write. You can write +8p, anything. -2p, then when +8p, okay.
minus 16.
Any order.
Minus
Yes. Okay. Then when?
P bracket P plus 8. No, P minus 8.
You see here. So I think then you have written +8p first. Anything can be written first. P squared plus 8p minus 2p. Split the middle term. Plus 8p minus 2p minus 16. P is common. Yes, Hasini, continue. Okay, the Avnish.
8
P plus 8.
minus 2 p plus 8
P plus 8 into P minus
p plus 8 p minus 2 ma'am.
Correct. Very good, Hasini. Avnish,
Thank
very
you.
good. Yeah. Here you're not supposed to put a bracket. This is wrong. Then that becomes multiplication. P squared plus 8p into minus 2p minus 16. That's multiplication. See now, I've been telling time and again, when you multiply these two, -2 into p is minus 2p, -2 into plus 8, minus into plus minus 2, 8 is 16. Okay. I'll share the classwork images, children. Though you have got these three sums, I want you to repeat it. Okay. So I'll share the images of today's classwork on WhatsApp. Please come. Very few we have, just about 6 or 7. That's all. Okay. Because I was talking most of the time, so nothing much. I'll share the images on WhatsApp. Please complete your classwork by the next class on Wednesday. All right. All right, online children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the call. Good night.
Thank you ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.